Hey, welcome to our mission team informational meeting. And I must say, I'm really excited about this year's mission project and our opportunities to work with Connect Church and the Call. For those of you that aren't familiar, Connect Church is the church that was a First Baptist plant, and it's led by Pastor Charles Simmons. And we're looking forward to continuing our relationship with them. This will be, I believe, our fourth year to work with Connect Church, at least the third. And the Call, that is a great organization that works with foster families, trying to get foster kids placed here, particularly in the central Arkansas area. And we're excited to be able to help them in any way we can. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to be here today for this information, but I did want to go ahead and pass along this to you so y'all have an idea of kind of what we're doing and some key details. I will probably follow up with an email this weekend at some point. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I want to appreciate, I want to say also a thanks of appreciation to Mr. Armani, who's stepping in and kind of helping me today. And so one of the first things is that I want to remind us of kind of why we're doing missions. And a couple of scriptures I really like. Here in Acts, we're reminded that we will be their witnesses in Jerusalem and all of Judea and Samaria to the ends of the earth. And so that in itself tells us where we need to start. We need to start in our own city. We kind of referenced that back in Missions Week, and our speaker talked about your family group versus your kind of immediate circle of influence, and then your bigger circle of influence like your school. But we can take this a little more literally and say we're starting here in Judea, in Little Rock, our city that we're located in. I know that when we talk about the mission trips here at Baptist Prep, the out-of-town missions get a lot of attention. Part of that is because they face a lot of challenges that the local missions don't face. Maybe having to travel by airplane and go through airport security, go through customs, making sure all the passports, and the whole situation of there might be going to a different country that doesn't even speak our language. So being local, we don't have some of those issues. But as we can see here in this verse, going local is one of the most important things we can do. And hopefully you'll find that these are some opportunities to serve that you might be able to do on your own time outside of Mission Week. Another verse I love is whatever you do, do in word and deed. Do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. So I want you guys, when you're out there serving, remember, we're not doing this because we have to. We're not doing it for Baptist Prep. We're doing it for God our Father. And then finally, as we work through the week, sometimes the middle of the week, we get a little weary. But remember, in Galatians, Paul tells us, and let us not grow weary while doing good. And believe me, going out and serving others is doing good. As you looked around in the group today, you might have noticed that there were some new faces. We've got a couple students that have been added to our list. We're glad to have them here and look forward to the work that they'll help us with. I want to go through some of those key details. And one of those, you might see one of these fancy t-shirts. This is this year's mission shirt. Mr. Monty's going to help me out by passing those out to everyone. Hopefully we've got everybody's in the right sizes and we'll be able to get that to you. The school really is being asked when the media team comes to our site that we would please be wearing these shirts. I don't know for sure what day that is. I'll have to let you know at a later date. My guess is probably middle of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday would be a day that we'd wear it. And so be ready for that. If you want to wear it on Monday or something, that's fine. Just be prepared. You might have to wash it again before we wear it, as we wear it all together as a group. So I'm looking forward to that. Another little piece of kind of business we need to take care of is, because this is like a field trip, there are waivers that have to be signed by your parents. And if they go on fax/RenWeb, they should be able to find that, I think, in Mrs. Hall's weekly emails about what's happening at Baptist Prep. I believe she describes where you can find that. The only people that I'm aware of in our group that have completed those waivers are Macy and Canton. So the rest of you need to go home, touch base with your parents, have them get on fax and sign those waivers for us. We need that for everybody. So a couple of things that you guys might be talking about is, when do we need to meet? What is the timing of this? Well, For those of you that aren't driving, which is most of you, I would like us to meet here at 8 o'clock in my room. So when that 8 o'clock bell rings, just go ahead and make your way here. We may talk about some things that happened the day before. We may kind of do a brief rundown. For the upcoming day, we'll probably have a short prayer. As we start seeing the bus schedule, if the buses aren't leaving till a little later, I may let you start arriving a little bit later, but let's at this point shoot for being here at 8 o'clock, almost like a regular school day. If you are a driver, you may drive directly to that site, and you need to be at that site by 9 o'clock. I will send you an email with that specific address, but I will let you know that the Connect Church, which will be where we attend on Monday and Tuesday, that's down kind of in what they might call the Midtown area, I guess. It's kind of behind UALR, so plan appropriate with your time, but be there about 9. There's also some extra paperwork, I believe, your parents have to fill out if you're going to drive to that site. We should be back at school probably around 3 or a little after, in time for practices, buses, or whatever. So there we go. See you at 8 o'clock Monday morning. A couple things to keep in mind. What we're doing, you might be thinking, what kind of tasks could we do? Are we going to be working indoors, outdoors? Well, we're going to do both. And as a matter of fact, I encourage you guys to be flexible, especially when it comes to church planning, but any mission work. You got to take advantage of the weather conditions and what's going on in the community. And sometimes with church planning, an opportunity arises to get out there and be a part of the community that you weren't aware of till like the last minute. So be ready to maybe change and be flexible. I know for some of you it's a little bit easier than others, but we may be thinking we're going to spend the day indoors and it ends up being sunny and we go out and do something outside. I'll follow kind of more up on that kind of stuff here in a minute and how it relates to what particularly dress code in a little bit. So what are some of those tasks? And it could be a variety of things. When I talked to Pastor Charles over there at the Connect Church, he said we may do some kind of light yard work outside, some raking and cleaning up some areas, things like that. We might do a walk around campus and make sure that, if there's any trash that needs to be picked up or anything like that. We may also do a little bit of inside cleaning and organizing. That's not a real priority for him. Matter of fact, one of his big priorities is, with Easter coming, they have a community outreach project where they do a big Easter egg hunt for the neighborhood there. And so he would love some help stuffing Easter egg. Keats, I think you know all about that because I think you guys did that last year. And he's going to ask us to continue this year. So come ready to stuff some Easter eggs. When we get to the call, they're going to have us do a lot of organizing and sorting and some deep cleaning in some areas. So kind of be ready for that. There is possibly some outside work depending on weather and potentially some painting at the call. I think that's kind of way down on his list of things to do, but there's a possibility, particularly on Friday, that we may get out there and do some cleaning. There's a couple little odd jobs and tasks that he said he might have as well at the call. When it comes to dress code and weather, so every day I want to encourage you to get up, check that weather, see what it's going to be that before you officially decide what you're going to wear. Someone asked this question, we don't have to be in spirit wear. Again, the day the media comes, we will be wearing our mission t-shirts. But one of the things, again, we want to remember modesty in all of it. I always like to say wear layers. This time of year, we're going to see it can be very cool in the morning and warm in the afternoon. So, you might have some kind of jacket that you can shed or a sweatshirt or something like that so you can have it on when it's warm and take it off when it's cold. If you want to wear shorts, that's okay. Guys and girls, let's make sure that those shorts are appropriate length. You guys know what's appropriate and modest for Baptist Prep. And so let's kind of make sure we stick to that. Again, if you wear a t-shirt that has any writing on it, let's make sure it's also Baptist Prep appropriate as well. I do ask that you wear closed-toed shoes, kind of like tennis shoes. No sandals, slides, flip-flops, anything like that. That's just a safety thing at both really at the call. but that would be best if we're doing inside, outside work, that sort of thing. Having those closed-toed shoes is required. So if you have any other questions about dress code, just shoot me a quick email and we can go from there. Hey, something that's also probably on your minds, because I know usually about the middle of the day students start asking about this, and this is when's lunch, what are we doing for lunch, things like that. So first of all, we'll probably most days break pretty close to noon for lunch. Now, for the students that are in the high school and eat second lunch, that's not a big deal. For junior hires, you guys are used to eating about 11:15, so just kind of plan accordingly. It's probably going to be 12 or a little after most days before we eat lunch. Monday and Tuesday, when we're at Connect Church, it's not really all that close to any restaurants or anywhere to eat. So I'm asking you, let's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if y'all could bring a sack lunch. I'll have a cooler with me and a little bit of, I don't know if I'll have ice, but cold packs in there. And so you can stick your lunches in there. If you want to bring a bottle of water, you can stick it in there and keep it cold as well, or maybe a couple bottles of water or Gatorade or something like that. We can keep it cool in there. On Wednesday and Thursday, probably on Thursday, we'll walk over to Chick-fil-A or Chipotle, one of those things right in there, and we'll eat at that location. And then nothing's been set in stone, but I know there was some discussion on Friday of maybe ordering in pizza there at the call and having them come, or having that delivered there and eating that and fellowshipping together over pizza. So I'll let you know more about Friday as the week goes on. And really, even on Thursday, even if we walk over to Chick-fil-A and you want to bring your own lunch, if you're sitting with a bunch of us that are buying food there, I don't think they're going to say anything. All right. The last thing I kind of want to say, I've got two more things I want to point out. One, since I'm not here today or tomorrow, you won't be able to catch me in the hall. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, kstylesbaptistprep.org. I'd be happy to respond. Try to get any information to you. Also, I may be sending you a little email if I have a last minute change or think of something I forgot to put on this video, which always seems to happen. So did I say that we might be doing some light painting one day and we could be doing outside work? So when you think about dress code, maybe not your best jeans or your nicest blouse, girls still say blouse, whatever, your nicest shirt, because again, something that maybe if it gets dirty, it's not a big deal. All right, last thing I do want to kind of reference, hey, here's the weather for the week. I don't know if you can quite read that at the distance, but we see most days in the 70s, lows in the 50s. Monday morning is going to be a little cool at 41. I don't know if we'll be doing a lot outside on Monday, but again, that's where 41, that's actually probably for a lot of you pretty chilly. You might want more than just a light jacket or maybe a sweatshirt. Notice there is a chance getting into Thursday, we might see some scattered thunderstorms and showers on Friday. So plan accordingly. Again, I encourage you guys to check your weather daily before you get dressed so you can kind of be prepared for the day. Couple other things to think about. If you're as white as I am, you might want some sunscreen, especially because I haven't been out in the sun much this year. So you don't want to get sunburned, and it's important to stay hydrated. So like I said, go ahead and bring a water bottle or so each day. There's a chance the different sites will provide water for us. They often do, but just in case, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have water. That's really the main thing I wanted to cover. Mr. Monty's also going to have a handout with a lot of the same information on there just for you to take home to your parents. And whatever time is left, I encourage you guys maybe kind of chat and get to know each other a little bit. Make sure everybody kind of knows who they are, and look forward to a good week and working hard. Hey, thanks again. Look forward to seeing you on Monday morning, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at the site if you're a driver, and have a great weekend. Bye.